Lemoine, the Bawd of St. Bernard. Thank you so much for coming back on the program.
Happy to be here.
Very few people have 2 episodes. I think Jim Fitzmaurice has 2 episodes. Micah from Fed on Fed, he's got 2 episodes, and now you have 2 episodes.
Theater guys are desperate for attention. That's what it is. Yeah.
I guess so. But you've got a great new show coming up, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. As much as I want to see these shows, I can't, like, on the last time, like, I couldn't get my, like, babysitter set up or whatever. But and I've never seen one of you Bless You Boys shows. And so how many have you had?
Well, you know, it's funny. This is our 10th anniversary of doing the show. We started at Le Chat Noir in 2007.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
And we've done various versions of it over the years.
How many have you done?
Probably this would be like our 6th one.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So each one is kind of thematic. So we did one that was set in heaven, where Buddy D was at the burnt hereafter, and he was interviewing saints from the past with saints of present day. Then we did just like a history of the Black and Gold. Then we did a Who Dat Nation.
Because it's a comedy, obviously. It's a comedy show. Yeah,
it's a bunch of sketches strung together that kind of have a theme. So the last 2 that we did, which were probably the most successful too, one was after the Bounty Gate, we did The Curse of Goodell. And then the most recent one was Redemption, where he was redeeming himself from his suspension. And it's kind of funny because we hadn't had we didn't want to do another show until we knew we had something that we wanted to do. And then when we found out the Saints were going to London this year, we said, well, that kind of opens it up to the whole European continent. So the Who Dat's Abroad.
Who Dat's Abroad. I must say I like your little promo thing here. This is great, boy. It's bedazzled. It's nice and yatty. I like this.
Yeah,
this
a little black and gold.
Black and gold. That's nice. And so, so it's going to be at Dockville Farm.
Yep, beautiful facility. We've got about 150 seats in there.
Dockville Farm it's like being transported into a different world.
It's amazing that it's this close to us, and yet it's such a world away.
It's so.
But it's a 130-acre educational farm that's used, for kids stuff. But it also has a barn that they do concerts and plays, and then we're in a new space. So we're excited to be in there. And
you're in a new space there?
Yeah, there's the downstairs of the
downstairs.
Arlene Miro.
Yeah.
Okay, there's we're converting that downstairs space into the theatrical space because the barn, as beautiful as it is an air conditioner.
It's a barn.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really nice.
Yeah.
But
it's really nice though. It's really.
But we're gonna be inside the downstairs space of the Amrock, they call it. So we're really excited about the new space. And I think people will enjoy it because
and it's real
cool.
close. I tell you, I saw on my social media because Araby, and we could go on for a whole tangent about like how cool Araby is getting, and I promise you, it is. People shut it off at that point. Screw this guy. but so more and more New Orleanians are going to Araby, and they've got this vision of pasture lands, and like it takes an hour and a half to get there or something. Yeah. But then they're tweeting, oh my God, Araby's like right here. Like we were driving through the city and we got to Araby. It's right there. This is super close too.
Oh, and yeah. So Araby is exactly 2 miles from here, right?
which is incredible because it's figuratively.
Yeah. And then it's like 2 miles to Rocky and Carlos, and then from there it's 2 miles to Dockville. So you can't
there you go.
wrong.
All right, so you got 2 miles. So it's a quick little drive, 15-minute drive from here at the most. At the most, if you stop and take pictures, it's what you got. So Who Dat's Abroad. So obviously the double entendre there, but what can we expect to see? What's without giving it away?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to ruin it for everybody.
So what we're doing, it's a series of sketches that are all united by the theme of the Saints in the organization are getting ready to go to London, but also the fans who've never traveled, who've never been overseas, and they're getting ready to go too.
Oh, okay, all right.
So the first act takes place during the first 3 weeks of this season, and then this second
I'm sorry,
act.
I've got the vision of the crazy yads that have never,
yeah, they
been
go
past
to
Biloxi
like tea,
to go.
And the beer's hot, It's like so. Kind of the premise is that the team, like this is kind of the 10th year that we've been doing it, but it's also like the 10th, 11th year that Drew and Sean and all of them have been together. So this is kind of like we get into the sunset of this era. So we're really trying to make this one fun. And
the sunset
really,
hasn't been all that great, really.
Well,
it hasn't been inspiring confidence.
well, and I don't want to take credit for the Saints' success, but
Oh,
let's just say this. The first time we did the show, we made it to the NFC Championship game. 2 years after that, we did the show, we won the Super Bowl. You know, coincidence?
Probably.
I think not. Or yes, yeah.
Complete coincidence.
So we're hoping that this will be our rallying point here. But we have Tom Benson and Mickey Loomis, and Rita Benson makes a little cameo in this one. We have Drew Brees. So we have a lot of the characters behind the scenes that are making
preparing to go to
decisions.
London.
Yeah, and then it's all of the New Orleans stuff that's going on in the city, but it's also them preparing to travel and go abroad. So it's really fun, and it's kind of like it's like one of our franchise shows that we do.
Yeah.
So people who have seen the show, they don't come with two people. They bring their whole crew. They wear their black and gold. And they come out. It's one of the few theatrical programs where the guy takes their wives to.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other way around. It's like, honey, we're going to see a show.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to open up the weekend before the Saints play on Monday night against the Vikings.
Okay, yeah, so it's September 7th, 8th, and 9th. I'm going to put all the links down below, too. So your Facebook posts and all that kind of stuff, we'll have the links down there. You can click it, buy tickets, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it's 7th, 8th, and 9th at Dockville Farm down in St. Bernard. I'm reading your nice sign here. Yeah, it's. I mean, it sounds funny.
It really is, and it's very much a cultural clash between New Orleans and London, and all that that means.
Man, that's the play on that is.
And the European continent opens up a lot of other opportunities for us that we wouldn't have normally had. So there's a chance that the Pope and the Pope could meet. There's a chance that some of because the Brexit is going on in England, so there's a chance that maybe Tom Benson could get involved in trying to help London. So there's all these opportunities. And then it was funny because when we first did the show, we opened up on a Tuesday night at Le Chat, which is usually a hard night to do a show. And we had like 20 people, we had like 30 people, we were struggling. And Archie Manning came and saw the show, and he loved it. We did a sketch called My Three Sons. And he loved it.
And he came and saw the show, Archie Manning.
And then once he saw it, and he brought Cooper with him, and they saw it, then all of a sudden we got some press, and then it's been kind of a phenomenon ever since. We've sold out every show that we've ever done since then.
Wow.
I think partly because it's funny, and partly because just people are diehard Saints fans.
Right. Well, you've got, so that's what I was about to say. Look, you got the local comedy of it. You've got the Saints aspect of it. And I mean, it's just, we're getting into the season now.
Yeah, and everybody's getting the fever.
You're getting the fever. You got your jersey. So.
Yep, Steve Gleason represent.
Yeah.
Love you, Steve. And then the other thing that we do is we always try to keep it as current as we can. So like literally before the show, we huddle up and we say, okay, what happened in the news?
So you had to change it and put a flood in there
or
something.
Yeah, well, we have a little...
and some pumps not working or whatever the case may be.
In fact, there might be a new write-in mayoral candidate who's going to kind of make... I know you've had some of your mayor candidates on here, so I don't want them to get nervous.
Yeah.
But let's just say there might be somebody from the Saints organization in the play who's going to be a write-in candidate. And I can't say names, but he wears number 9.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that.
Breeze from mayor. Nice.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. Hey, well, I think he would win. I don't think people are too. I don't know. I've had mayoral candidates, but the polls suggest that people are not too thrilled with any of those candidates.
Yeah. Well, I know what we're joking about is like, if the Saints get off to a good start, he could go from mayor to governor. The opportunities are limitless with him.
He wins the Super Bowl, he could win governor.
Exactly. So they open up against Monday night against the Vikings. So our show opens up as the team is preparing for the opening of the season.
Okay.
And then Act 2 takes place as, of course, the Saints by then have beaten Minnesota, the Patriots, the Carolina Panthers. So they're undefeated and they're going to London. And Tom Benson's a little worried about the expenses, so he's trying to figure out what kind of cost-cutting measures he could do.
Not Tom Benson.
Yeah. There's going to be Dixie beer for everybody.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm definitely going to, I have not seen one of your Bless You Boy. I'm embarrassed to say that because this is something that I would probably laugh my ass off at. I really want to come see it. we need to get it. We're going. We're going to be there. I'm going to get it together this time because this sounds great.
But don't bring your kid.
Okay.
It's an adult show for
okay, so it's just
adults,
adult fun, lead the babies
at
at
home.
home.
Nation, yep.
Yeah.
But I appreciate having you here, Kevin. It's really nice being on
Yeah, man, thank you so much.
Again.
I appreciate you coming by.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, appreciate. It's hard to have another yacht on because like when your wife was on, I used up all of my St. Bernard jokes. They're all. So if you want to see me tell St. Bernard jokes, it was back when your wife Catherine was on. You want to go see that episode?
Gotcha.
Because in fact, I think after like I shot that episode with her, I was like, man, I don't know what's going to happen next time I have Barry on. What am I going to talk about? Jeez.
Well, fortunately, we got a good show.
I've got a good show to talk about. So this is going to be great. I'm going to check it out. Bless you, boys, who that September 7th, 8th, and 9th. Links are below. Barry, thank you so much for coming,
Thank
man.
You,
I
Kevin.
appreciate it.
Who dat to Bawd. We'll see y'all. Who dat.